Okay, so here's a message to radical Islam. I'm a religious guy, so I understand belief in God, and to you it's the Quran. But the reason why you're barking up the wrong tree and what you're actually doing is against the will of God and against the will of common sense is very simple. Because you are coming from perspective that Islam has to rule the world. Now, in the olden days, when Muhammad came, you could technically take a whole bunch of swords. I think the Sith, the round sword, came from Islam. It was just an easy way to chop people. So all that stuff makes sense in kind of a world that doesn't have nuclear bombs. But if Israel wanted to, they could literally in 1 second wipe out every single Muslim that exists, just like that, 1 second. So you're not talking about an ability anymore to do the will of Muhammad. Muhammad wanted to take over countries and create Sharia law. That is the goal of Islam. If you say Muhammad just wanted to kill people and that is your leader, then you're following a murderer. It's very simple. You can only say that there has to be a reason, and the reason that justifies the worst crime in the world, murder, which, by the way, being a religious Jew, knowing the Torah, the Ten Commandments says, do not murder. You are not going to heaven for murdering. Trust me. It's a very, 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 very great place in hell waiting for you. You can trust me on this. From killing another human being, you go straight to hell. And the fact that even if you want to say religiously, according to you, that if you die as a shaheed in a jihad, you go to heaven, Muhammad never, ever, ever meant murder for the sake of murder. If you say that he did mean murder for the sake of murder, then what you're saying is that you're officially Muhammad spoke in the name of God. So the same God that said do not murder now says murder, then Muhammad is a liar. It's not true. Islam is not true. You can only say that he had the dream of the Ummah and therefore he said jihad in a certain circumstance. So again, I'm telling you clearly and unequivocally, this is an insanity. It's really not based on God. It's based on the Satan. It's based on the desire just to hurt people and to maim people and to kill people. It's from the worst parts of humanity. And the famous line which Christianity, Islam, and Judaism all say, that which you don't want someone to do to you, don't do to them. It's very simple. And if you do something to somebody else that you don't want, then you are evil. It's the Satan in you. And everything that you're doing is ultimately, and one thing I can tell you is I'm a Westerner as well. And I know how we think. We don't like to hurt people. You know what it's like? It's like the lion. The lion doesn't want to have to squash the mouse because he's so much stronger than the mouse that he lets the mouse live. But then one day the mouse comes and it bites the lion's tail, so it shoos it away. And then the next day it, bites again. It's like with Germany, right? So Germany basically started up with the West. And what did the West do? They destroyed it, completely destroyed it. It was gone. And the same thing is going to happen to you because ultimately your plan of action is just to kind of keep on biting, but one day the lion's going to take its paw and wipe you off the face of the earth. And is that what Muhammad wants? You really think that's the goal? And if you do think that's the goal, then you're actually not doing the will of your prophet, because your prophet wasn't that you should go to heaven. It was that the whole world should follow Sharia law, right? So that means you're putting your own selfish interest before the interest of your prophet. However you cut it, you should cease and desist. And one thing I can tell you is that God wants us to love each other, to be kind to each other, be nice to each other. And that's what he wants. And if you do that, you will go to heaven. I don't care what religion you have. If you're a good, kind person, you're going to go to heaven. And if you're mean, especially to God's chosen people, then you're going to have a real hell that you can't even imagine. And so take towards what I am saying to you, because what I'm saying to you really is based on the real will of God. And good luck.